I don't usually do species videos. I don't really know enough about one specific fish to talk a lot about them. The fish I've had the longest are probably Siamese fighting fish. I've had them since I was about 8, I think, and I've had them on and off most of my life, really, but I still don't think I know a huge thing about them. I've kept them in all different kinds of conditions, but usually I keep them as community fish. But just want to give a little talk about Victor here. He's an angelfish, and I think they're the nearest you can come to having a dog underwater. He follows me usually wherever I go in the tank. He will come up to see what I'm doing. He comes up, "Hey Victor," and if I decide to move somewhere else, he knows he's not getting fed. I feel a bit like Aquawoman sometimes because he'll come straight over. Although he's not going to do it today because, of course, we've just had births of baby guppies and he's waiting for them. So he likes to prove me wrong. That's about the only thing that he will maybe hurt in this tank. He will eat newborn. As you see, I've got very, very young, tiny guppies up here, and I have a lot of small neons. He has no interest in those fish. It's only the babies. Are you going to come and say hi? Yes? Yeah? Now, he very rarely gets bad temper, but when he does, you really do know. He will chase the fish that's annoyed him around the tank, and he will not forget it all day. He never actually hurts them, he just chases them. Now, when I first got Victor, he wasn't my first angelfish. I'd had an angelfish, and I bought Victor because he was the smallest little fish in the tank. He was about an inch long, I think, and I put him in the tank with my other angelfish, and Victor promptly killed it. He just didn't want anything to do with it. He was in a tank with little neons and other fish. He was fine with them. He does sometimes have a bit of an upset with my tetras there. The tetras, when I first got them, did try to nip at his fins, and he was having none of that, so he does chase them occasionally to tell them who's boss. He will also have a go occasionally at my turquoise rainbow fish because they want the food that I put in for the Cory cats, and that's my fish, all my fish, that's their favourite food. He doesn't like the male turquoise to get any of that food whatsoever, so he will chase him away. It's quite funny because Victor will wait for all the fish to start breaking the food up, and then once it's bite size he goes straight in and then he just picks it up and eats it. So I've never really had problems with angelfish apart from that one where Victor attacked another. I usually keep just one angelfish per tank. My last angelfish was a dinner plate angel. He was coal black and the size of a dinner plate. We had him 10 years, I think, and then he went, when we moved house, he went to live at the local zoo in their large freshwater tank. He'd been there before when we'd moved house, so he was quite used to being put in the big tank. My friend's father was a fish and reptile vet, and I spent an awful lot of time in the zoo with him, looking after the snakes and the fish. I wrote quite a lot about fish illnesses and things like that. I never had a fear of snakes actually when I was young. He had a pet snake, a boa constrictor, who was about 15 foot long, and he was fine. But I used to go hunting for snakes in England with him. And then my friend's son bought these corn snakes. They were horrible things, and they would hiss out and lash out at everybody because of his ill treatment. And after that, I got a bit wary of them. I am actually allergic to snakes. If I put them around my arms or anything like that, they actually get a mark that looks like a snake around there. I'm allergic to most reptiles. Even a gecko will bring me out in a rash. Anyway, I think angelfish are a amazing fish to have in your tank, and one on his own is quite good looking and it's a great asset to your fish tank. You do have to make sure that you don't put anything in that may bite his fins at all. So really, as I say, most skirted tetras are out. I wouldn't put anything in there. It's anything like a rosy barb, a tiger barb, or anything like that. Although I have kept angelfish before with all those fish and not had any trouble. But whoops, there you go. You can tell that something had happened there. Probably a baby. Was either a baby fish was born and dived about, or somebody took some of the wafer biscuit up to the top and dropped it. So Victor is more of a pet than just a fish. It's always very sad when you lose something this lovely. I mean, he is a gorgeous fish. So I hope he's got at least another 5-6 years in him, but he does overeat, so I do worry a bit about his cholesterol.